Let's be honest. Is there anything lonelier than being the parent of the child who just won't calm down? You read the books, you try to remain calm, but inside you are exhausted. Parenting a toddler often feels like a lonely battle. Despite reading the books and trying to remain calm, many parents are left feeling exhausted and convinced they are doing it wrong when their child refuses to settle. However, the chaos of the toddler years is not a result of bad parenting, but rather a neurological event instead of a behavioral failure. Because a toddler's upstairs brain, the center for logic and patience, is still under construction, they physically cannot process logic or reasoning during a meltdown. This guide, rooted in child psychology, offers a clinical roadmap to shift your perspective from seeing bad behaviors to understanding brain gaps. By identifying which of the 3 specific categories of meltdowns your child is experiencing, you can move from feeling like you are failing to having a concrete plan for exactly what to say when the screaming starts. If you are watching this, you are likely surviving the toddler years, and you feel like you're doing it wrong. I want to start with one truth that might change how you see your child today. You are witnessing a neurological event, not a behavioral failure. I'm a child psychologist who has worked in high-stress environments, and in this video, we are going to fix the way you view tantrums. By the end, you won't just feel better, you'll have a clinical roadmap for exactly what to say when the screaming starts. You are not failing. Let me show you why.
Why meltdown, bad behaviors, happens. First, we have to stop calling them bad behaviors and start calling them brain gaps. Imagine your toddler's brain is a house with 2 floors. The downstairs brain is the alarm system. It feels big emotions like fear and anger. It's fully built when they are born. But the upstairs brain, where logic, patience, and calming down happen, is currently under construction. It won't be finished until they are 25 years old. When your toddler screams because you cut their toast wrong, their upstairs brain has gone offline. They literally cannot hear your logic. You can't teach a drowning child to swim, and you can't teach a screaming toddler to listen. You have to save them first. The 3 types of meltdowns. In my practice, I categorize meltdowns into 3 buckets. If you treat them all the same, you will fail. You have to identify which one you are dealing with. Type 1, the I can't do it, frustration. This happens when their ambition is bigger than their skill. They want to put the shoe on, but their fingers won't work. The core problem? The ambition-skill gap. When toddlers are trapped in a developmental paradox, their brains can visualize the outcome perfectly, like the block goes on top of the tower. But their fine motor skills, their fingers and hands, are about 6 to 12 months behind their cognitive desire. The internal experience? Imagine being a CEO with a brilliant business plan, but your employees, your hands, are drunk and won't listen to instructions. You would be furious. That is your toddler. The why? This meltdown is actually a good sign. It means your child has a goal. They are motivated. They just lack the hardware to execute it. The technique is sportscasting. This is simply narrating the reality of the situation without judgment, like a radio sports announcer. Why it works? When a child is screaming, their right brain, emotion, is exploding. By using words to describe the event, you force their left brain, logic, and language to engage. This helps to integrate the brain and calm them down. How to do it? Don't say, "You're okay, stop crying." Do say, "I see you. You are trying to put the red block on the blue block. It keeps falling down. That is so frustrating. You are working really hard." You are telling them, "I am not afraid of your big feelings. I understand exactly what is happening." The solution is scaffolding, the zone of proximal development. This concept comes from the psychologist Lev Vygotsky. He identified the zone of proximal development. Zone A, too easy, things the child can do alone, boring. Zone C, too hard, things the child cannot do even with help, panic or meltdown. Zone B, the growth zone, things the child can do with a little help. Scaffolding is the art of giving just enough help to move them from panic back into the growth zone without doing the work for them. The shoe example breakdown. If the child cannot put on their shoe, number 1, the rescue, bad. Parent puts the shoe on. Result, the child learns, I am incompetent, mommy saves me. Number 2, the ignore, bad. Parent says, figure it out. Result, the child stays in the panic zone and gives up. Number 3, the scaffold, good. Step 1, sportscast. This shoe is tight, it's making you mad. Step 2, scaffold. I am going to hold the tongue of the shoe open for you. You push your foot in. Step 3, success. The parent does the impossible part, holding it open, but the child does the effort part, pushing. Step 4, dopamine. The child feels the success of the foot going in. They get the dopamine hit of I did it, not mommy did it. To conclude this part, when you see a frustration tantrum, do not start putting the toy together for them. Number 1, narrate the struggle. Make them feel understood. Number 2, do the hardest 10%. Loosen the lid, hold the paper steady, line up the zipper. Number 3, let them do the last 90%. They pull the lid off, they draw, they pull the zipper up. If you are enjoying this video, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future video just like this one.
Type 2, the system crash, physiological. This is biological. They are hungry, tired, or overstimulated. Their nervous system has short-circuited. The core problem, the empty tank. Think of your toddler like a smartphone. When a phone has 100% battery, it works perfectly. You can open apps, watch videos, and multitask. But when that battery hits 1%, the red zone, things start glitching. Apps crash, the screen dims, and it might shut down completely. The internal experience. A system crash isn't a behavior choice, it is a biological emergency. Their body is out of fuel, food, out of energy, sleep, or overloaded with data, too much noise or screen time. The why. Toddlers have very small batteries. They burn energy rapidly just by growing and learning. When they hit empty, their brain physically cannot process instructions. The signs, how to spot a crash versus bad behavior. A crash looks different than a power struggle. The eyes, they look glassy, glazed over, or are rubbing them constantly. The logic, they are crying about things that don't make sense. For example, crying because their banana is too yellow. The body, they might be clumsy, falling over, or flailing on the floor. Key phrase for parents, if the crime doesn't fit the punishment, screaming for 20 minutes over a dropped spoon, it's a system crash. The solution, rebooting the system. You cannot reason with a phone that has 1% battery. You have to charge it. The same applies to a crashing toddler. Step 1, the sensory detox. Stop the input. When a computer crashes, you don't open more windows. You close them. Why? A crashing toddler is overwhelmed. Your voice, the TV, the bright lights, it all feels like an attack. So stop asking questions like, what's wrong? Do you want a snack? Why are you crying? Questions require battery power they don't have. Turn off the noise. Dim the lights if possible. Step 2, the physical reset. Deep pressure. The nervous system calms down when it feels contained and safe. Why? Light touch can be alerting. Deep pressure, firm hugs, releases oxytocin, the calming hormone. So offer a bear hug. Squeeze them firmly but gently and hold it. If they are flailing and don't want to be touched, sit near them and offer a heavy blanket or a weighted stuffed animal. Step 3, the biofix, food or sleep. Once they stop hyperventilating, you must address the biology. So do not lecture them about their behavior yet.
If it's hungry, hangry, hand them food immediately. No choices like, do you want apple or cheese? Just hand them the cheese. If it's tired, get them to bed, even if it's early. To conclude this part, imagine you have been awake for 24 hours and you haven't eaten all day. If I came up to you and asked you to solve a complex math problem, you would probably cry or yell at me. That is your toddler during a system crash. Don't teach math, just give them a sandwich and a nap.
Type 3, the power struggle, Defiance. This is the hardest one. You said no to the iPad and they are fighting for control. The core problem, the security test. When a toddler looks you in the eye and defies you, they aren't actually trying to be the boss. They are checking to see if you are the boss. The internal experience, toddlers feel small and out of control. It is scary for them if they feel more powerful than their parents. The internal question, they are shaking the railing of a bridge. They want to know, is this railing loose or will it hold me? If you get angry or negotiate, the railing is loose. Scary. If you stay calm and firm, the railing is solid. Safe. The trap. The slot machine effect. This is the most important behavioral science concept for parents to understand. The scenario, you say, no candy. The child screams. You say no. They scream louder. You were tired, so you say, fine, just this once. The lesson? You just taught them that no actually means scream louder and wait 5 minutes. The result? You have turned into a slot machine. They will pull the lever scream over and over again because sometimes they hit the jackpot. To stop the screaming, you must break the slot machine. The answer must be no 100% of the time, not 99%. The solution. The boring wall. You cannot control the child screaming. You can only control your reaction. Step 1. The two-part statement. Validate plus boundary. You must separate the feeling from the behavior. The formula. I know you want X. I understand. The answer is Y. Why it works? You are saying yes to their emotions, but no to their demand. This reduces shame while keeping the rule. Step 2. The extinction burst, the storm before the calm. Warning for parents, when you first start being consistent, the behavior will get worse before it gets better. What is it? This is called an extinction burst. It's like pressing a button on a remote that stopped working. You don't just put the remote down, you press the button harder and faster. Your job. Do not panic. If they scream louder, it means your boundary is working. They are realizing the old tricks don't work. Ride it out. Step 3, be boring. Action. Once you have set the boundary, stop talking. Do not explain why candy is bad for teeth. Do not beg them to stop. Go about your business. Wash the dishes. Check your emails. Be present, but be unbothered. If you give the tantrum attention, even negative attention like yelling, you are feeding the fire. Starve the fire. To wrap up, remember that you are not failing, you are witnessing a neurological event where your child's upstairs brain simply hasn't finished construction yet. We have covered the 3 distinct types of meltdowns and the clinical roadmap for each. The I can't do it meltdown, caused by the ambition skill gap, which requires sportscasting the struggle and scaffolding the solution rather than doing it for them. The system crash, a biological emergency caused by an empty tank that can't be reasoned with and requires a sensory detox and a biofix like food or sleep. And the power struggle, a security test where your child needs you to be a boring wall, validating their feelings while holding a firm boundary to break the slot machine effect. Your goal is not to stop the screaming instantly, but to remain the pilot flying the plane through the turbulence. If this video gave you a clearer map for the toddler years, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based parenting advice. And please share this video with a fellow parent out there who needs to hear that they are doing a great job.